Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in. This week's project is a day late, but hopefully it'll be worth it. So as you can see there, I have a figured maple bow blank that I picked up at my local rockler. It's 4.5 by 8, and it's a double A in figure and grain. I was hoping that the grain would be more interesting once I got turning the bowl, but that wasn't the case. I think it was a double A that should have been a single A, in my humble opinion. But nevertheless, you'll see why I chose the process of finishing that I did because of the kind of plainish grain. Starting off with the bowl gouge, I'm at around 650 RPM. I just turned it up to about 800. And you can see it's pretty much in balance right now. I'm just taking a very light pass and putting the tool on top there to make sure there's no bounce. If you watched last week's video and you commented to enter the drawing, don't go anywhere because the winner is going to be announced at the end. Be sure to watch all the way through. Starting on the bottom of the bowl here and deciding on a mortise or tenon, and taking some of the sort of meat off the sides, if you will. I don't know if you can see me keep moving my pinky there, but the shavings were very, very hot. Probably should have put a vinyl glove on, or a nitrile glove, I mean. And after I moved the tailstock, it was a little bit easier to make the mortise. And this was on a worm screw, so I wasn't getting the RPM up too high. If it was on a faceplate, I would have been more confident in increasing the speed. Started with 80 grit sandpaper and went up to 320. Taking it off the worm screw and using the mortise in the chuck. I have a Nova chuck, which has been really, really good. If you have any suggestions on really good chucks at a reasonable price, let me know. I've had this one forever, and it's, like I said, served me well. But I know there are tons of others out there. Just always interested to learn from you guys, so be sure to comment on that. And as you can see here, even though it was in balance before, for some reason it's not quite in balance on its own in the mortise. It gets better as I get some material off, but I think that could have been because the tailstock pulled up wasn't completely in the center, even a little bit, I think, can put it off, but that's my theory anyway. So taking off this tool rest and putting in the curved tool rest. I'll put a link to this in the video description. Some people have asked me about it. It's a robust tool rest, 12 inches, and it's interior curved. They make it interior and exterior. Some people have commented that's a little pricey, but I can't disagree with them, but it's also sometimes you get what you pay for type of thing. And this comes in handy when you do a not that this bowl is really deep, but it's deeper than a lot of the ones that I do, so it was really helpful here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I have a new video every single week. And hit that bell to be notified when I release a new video, and you'll be one of the first to be able to see it. Also, I don't talk about this very much, but I do have a Patreon account, and certainly no pressure if you wanted to check it out, and it's a way to support makers and artists. Feel free to do so. Absolutely no pressure whatsoever. It feels funny to mention it. That's why I probably haven't mentioned it before. And I should mention too that there are a bunch of discount codes for you guys in the video description from a bunch of different companies. Axe Wood Paste being one of them. Starbond CA, Total Boat, Ariat Workwear, just to name some of the highlights. So be sure to check them out, give them some love. They support people like me on YouTube, trying to make it, I guess. Starting with the Axe Abrasive Paste. If you haven't tried Axe, like I just mentioned, there's a 15% discount code, which is a really great deal. There's a couple other companies that do wood paste, but I have found that Axe is the very best. And buyer beware, just a caution that some of the other companies make it look really appealing. But then if you look at the size of the containers versus the size of the Axe containers and how far Axe really goes, Axe is the very best deal. So be sure to check it out. On to the Axe polishing paste. This stuff really makes it look amazing. And so easy to use. I've been using Axe for a while now, so if you have any questions about it, shoot me a comment or a message. But the Axe folks are in Pennsylvania, so it's made here in the USA, and they're very good at returning emails. So I taped up the rim, and I decided to go with a Minwax wipe-off stain in indigo blue. And like I said at the beginning, I decided to go this route because the grain itself really wasn't that appealing. And I was dying to try this product. So I'll link it down below. It was very easy to use. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. Although if they wanted to, I wouldn't say no. Just a really easy product to use. And the only reason I'm using some sandpaper after, because the effect I was going for is a distressed look. I do end up putting some more on. But you can always sand some off if you're going for a distressed look like I am. And a little bit went a long way. I didn't have to use that much. I probably put too much on here. You can see it got on my chuck because I got it on my left hand. And as you can see, I'm wiping off. You can see some of the natural wood and grain through, which is what I wanted. After the stain dried fully, I let it sit for several hours, if not overnight, I can't remember. I'm using wipe-on poly, which I don't use that often, but for this it seemed the best way to go. And it worked out really well. On the directions, it suggested that that could be one of the finishes. And just getting a little paint, or stain I should say, off of the rim. And I use 400 grit, and I also use a Scotch-Brite pad, and then some hand sanding as well to get any little pieces and make it look clean. So here's the finished piece. Gonna give you a close-up here in a minute. So I still need to finish off the bottom. Other than that, it's done. I like the natural and the color together. Still have to sand and finish that and put my branding iron to work. So, the moment you may have been waiting for. YouTube random comment picker. The winner of the tic-tac-toe is, drumroll please, Don Peters. You are a winner. Please leave a comment and message me to get your mailing address, and I will send your winnings to you ASAP. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. We are almost at 21,000 subscribers, so we're on our way. Thanks for all your support. I really appreciate it. Until next week, peace out.